Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, November 1st, 2021. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce?
Here.
Martin?
Here.
Dole? Here. Crockett?
Here.
Geske?
Here.
Phillips?
Here.
We have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. Included in everyone's packet, you have the minutes from the Committee of the Whole meeting from October 18th of 2021, and also the regular board meeting minutes from October 18th of 2021. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I'd accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett,
Second.
second by Phillips. Roll call.
Crockett?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole? Yes. And Geske?
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation. Chris, has anybody signed up to address the board?
No one this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Village President's Report. Tonight on the agenda, we have a presentation from the Manteno Chamber of Commerce. I believe they want to make some donations after their successful Oktoberfest. So, Sarah, you have the floor.
All right, well, thank you for having me tonight. We have a lot of special guests here in the room, so thank you for joining us. As a lot of you know, you attended this year's Oktoberfest. It was a lot different, but I can say that it was our most successful year yet, which was very exciting because we took a big gamble, but it ended up paying off very well. I do want to start with saying thank you to the village, because obviously if it weren't for the cooperation of the village, we wouldn't be able to do this, between Public Works getting us all set up, to the police department in our meetings prior to, just making sure that everything is safe for us. Same with the fire department, assisting us with any emergencies we may need to, may need to help us with. So, thank you to the village for all of your help, because we obviously couldn't do it. And allowing us to kind of expand and do it a little differently was very exciting for the chamber and the community, I think. So we have a few people to thank. We're going to start out with our scout troop. A lot of people may not know this, but they are in charge of selling all the tickets in the ticket booths at the carnival. So I don't have to worry about staffing the ticket booths. Our committee doesn't have to do any of that. The Boy Scouts have been doing it for how many years, would you say?
20 years.
20 years, it's amazing. So we are very lucky to have such an amazing scout troop that works with us. So we'll start with them, and if you can come up and accept your donation. Can the chamber board members come on up too, please? And we'll just, where's the best place to stand?
Ryan, you're the official chamber photographer.
Come back here.
You can come up in the front or do wherever you want.
Everybody's comes to the podium. Perfect. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, guys.
And you told us you had a project you were working on that will help with, hopefully, so.
Yes.
Many projects, actually,
Yes.
so.
That my son just finished, the benches, our oldest son, he's the one who did the boys the benches over at the basketball court. So he just got his Eagle paperwork approved, and he has his Eagle board review hopefully next week, so.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
so much.
Well, you guys are the ones that do the flags all the time,
Yes,
too, right?
the flags as well, yes.
You plan on doing that again?
Yes,
for-
oh yes, yes.
Okay.
We've had 2 successful years, so we hope to grow again, and those will be, the flyers will be most likely going out in March. We'll do the 4 holidays again, which is Memorial Day, Flag Day, July 4th, and Labor Day.
Great.
So,
Well, that certainly is very impressive to drive around town on those holidays and see that.
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yes. So we're very proud of our scouts, because, they get up early in the morning, put those flags out, and then they go and retrieve them at the end of the evening, so.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Next in attendance that I'm going to present a donation to is our Manteno High School football team. They, Coach RJ really did a great job with rallying the troops. I think you got about 40 guys to help us. They were on duty that not many people like to do as, the garbage crew. So, but they did a great job. They had a smile on their face. They were having fun and they did their job. So we're very, very, very thankful for that because that's one of the main things that I worry about is keeping the event clean. So thank you. If you want to come on up and get a photo.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the last group here is our Manteno High School Interact Club. They help with cleaning up at the very end of the event, so they really have got an interesting job as well. But they really helped us out, brought how many, oh my gosh.
35-ish?
Yes, so that's a huge help. So if you want to come up and get another photo. We really do have a wonderful relationship with the schools, and they really help us out a ton, so.
Jim's always the odd man out there.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. CJ, how many years ago was it when you were up here with me?
Mayor of the, that's my highest achievement ever. That would have been 2004, 5.
Yeah, but it had to be after 2005, because that's when I started here.
Was that 4th grade or 5th grade? Maybe like 2008?
Yeah, I don't know if some of you remember, but CJ sat up here with me one night and was as like the acting mayor for a meeting. He was a little bit smaller at the time. Yeah. Thank you.
And I just want to say, a lot of the other ones are not here, but I do want to say we were able to double everybody's donations this year because of how much more money we brought in. So that was very exciting, not only for us, but obviously for the organizations that volunteered. We will be presenting a check to the Manteno Food Pantry as well for $1,000. So good stuff. We love to, bring it back into the community for those who have really helped us out. We'll also be presenting some checks to Public Works, Manteno Police Department, Fire Department, and Auxiliary. So we'll have those checks for you guys as well. So again, I just want to say thank you, and it was a great event, and hopefully we can do it the same way next year, because I think I got a lot of good feedback, and yeah.
Yeah, great. And the chief had mentioned at one of the meetings that we've had since then about how, smooth it went as far as, calls for service, and that, I think everybody was kind of surprised at, how well it went with it all spread out. So kudos to you and, for coming up with the idea of spreading it out. With COVID, obviously, it was a good time to do the experiment, but it looks like your experiment worked. The weather certainly cooperated, and having the revenue that higher than what it has been in the past. That's great news to hear, and great for the chamber, great for the community, all the different organizations that are benefiting from it. So, congratulations.
Yeah,
Sarah, you do a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, all right. Well, that's all I've got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the only other item that I have on my agenda tonight is just to comment a little bit about the golf course. It was posted on Facebook over the weekend that the golf course is going to be closing down. The village has not received any official notification from them yet, but Chris has been in contact with the board or the people that are in charge of that. I've gotten a number of different calls over the weekend asking what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. We've always known that the golf course has, had some financial issues. I mean, they've never been, flush with cash for the last, umpteen years. But they've always, found a way to continue to operate. Obviously, that's not what's happening currently, and that they've notified, or put it out on notice that they will be shutting down. The village does not have a Plan B. I mean, we specifically did not come up and talk about over the course of the last year, or 3 years, or 14 years since the Save Our Golf Course group has had this, come up with a plan of what we were going to do, because we were always hoping that it would continue to operate as it has in the past, and that group would continue to take care of it as they have. Now that the things have changed, we will have to have some discussions, obviously, about what's going to happen, whether or not the village can find some other operator for the facility, whether it's in shape enough to continue to operate, or what other, what else might happen with that facility. So to anyone who's wondering, we do not know what the future holds out there, because we just found out over the weekend that things are changing. And we will be meeting to discuss this at the Finance Committee meeting next week. And I don't believe probably any permanent decisions will be made there. It'll be our first time to really discuss, what the future holds, and we'll be looking at a number of different alternatives. So that's kind of where we stand right now, and more to come in the future. That's all I have. Village Administrator's report, Mr. LaRock.
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
I have nothing on the agenda, but I do have a Public Works meeting on the 23rd of this month. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
Nothing old, new business. Jimmy, you want to jump in on this? A motion to award the bid for Legacy Park and concession stand?
Yep, we've met up with Integral Construction there about a week ago. We've done a background check. We reviewed the blueprint with them as well, and this is to construct the frame and the sheeting of the building. It'll include the roof, soffit fascia, and then the tin ceiling on the inside.
Then you'll do the rest
We got a couple other bids we're going to be putting out.
for the rest of it. So that the whole, the motion is for $414,200 for Legacy Park concession stand to Integral Construction, Romeo, Illinois. And our next meeting is not till March, but that comes pretty quick. We might have one between now and then, but not till March 16th. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda tonight. My next public safety meeting will be Tuesday, November 9th at 7 a.m. here at the Village Boardroom. I wanted to give a little safety tip. This week, the Manteno Police Department took a report from a resident worried she had been scammed. The victim stated earlier in the day she clicked on an email sent to her from Amazon stating an $1,800 television was purchased on her account. The victim contacted Amazon by calling the number within the email to report the purchase as fraudulent. The number listed in the email, it was later learned, was not the actual number for Amazon's customer support. The victim went on to state that during the phone call, the person on the other end assured her that she would be helped. The victim explained the person who was on the phone with her got her access to her computer screen by using a program such as TeamViewer. While the subject was on her computer, the victim provided the person with websites to access her banking information and credit card information. The victim stated that she was getting so confused by what this other person was doing on her computer because this person was working extremely fast. The victim eventually got her daughter to come to help her. When the daughter noticed it was a scam, she immediately disconnected. With the Christmas shopping season getting started, you can rest assured these types of scams are just getting started. If you're ever suspicious of that any email, text, voicemail, or phone call is suspicious, disconnect immediately and contact the vendor and the police department immediately. And I have to say that I've received emails from Amazon too saying that I purchased something, so, and I just click it off or whatever, I know I didn't do it, so I didn't buy anything, so it can it's out there, so. And just remember, daylight savings time ends this Saturday night, so we're going to get an extra hour of sleep and for Sunday morning. So that's all I have.
Chief, do you know, was there any incidents or any calls during the course of the trick-or-treating yesterday? No. Everything, so the 3 to 6 during the day worked out fine? Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any items on the agenda this evening. Our next Planning and Zoning Committee meeting is scheduled for November 23rd at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And also, there's a Planning Commission meeting scheduled for November the 9th, 6 p.m. here in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. I have Resolution 2116, a resolution of the Village of Manteno for the preliminary determination of rate for 2021 tax levy. We do this every year, just typical housekeeping stuff. Payment of bills in the amount of $23,412.47, which includes TIF bills from TIF 1 of $2,467.50, and bills authorized and paid between board cycle were $41,492.89. Our next Finance Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 9th, right here at the Village Boardroom.
That is a change on the printed agenda. It's Tuesday, November 9th at 7 a.m. instead of Wednesday.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing on the agenda tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Tonight on the consent agenda, then what we'll be voting on, the items we'll be voting on are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have Resolution 2116, which is a resolution of the Village of Manteno for the preliminary determination of rate for the 2021 tax levy. Under the awarding of bids, we have a motion to award the bid for the Legacy Park concession stand to Integral Construction out of Romeoville, Illinois, for a cost of $414,200. And the payment of the bills, a motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $23,412.47, of which TIF 1 is $2467.50. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce, second by Martin. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. I'd accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole,
Second.
second by Geske. Roll call.
Dole.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Comments tonight? You have anything you want to talk about, Mr. Boyce?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Martin?
Halloween was a big success. It was wonderful, a lot of kids, and ran out of candy.
Yeah, I know we had a lot at our house, but I know West Shore usually has the biggest crowd. That didn't disappoint again this year, that they had over 800 from what I'm told, that that the kids that were...
It was ridiculous. And I had the backup, so I ran out of candy.
The extra hour made a difference. I guess it depends on which view. If you think it's great if you're a kid collecting the candy, not so much if you're somebody dispersing the candy.
Yep.
But I think it worked out well, obviously, to have it like that on the weekends. Next year, not looking at the calendar, but I'm assuming that's going to fall on a Monday. So we'll probably be obviously reverting back to the normal.
Or not, maybe do it on Sunday.
Yeah. Have it while the kids are in school, and
That's all.
But yeah, it's nice to see that it worked out well and that everything went out without incident. So that's great. Mrs. Dole.
Well, Sarah, I'd like to say congratulations on a successful year for Oktoberfest. That's really great news, and besides that, everybody got their donations doubled, so that was a cool thing to hear, or whatever. That's going to be for Public Works, too, and the police and all that, too. No, it's great to hear that things were opposite. The weather was good, and Jim put a good weather order in, and everything was good. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It's good to always hear successes. So that's all.
Mr. Crockett.
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Geske.
I have nothing.
Mr. Phillips.
I had nothing tonight.
Okay. It's hard to believe, but this is we will have one more meeting before the Christmas event later on in November, but the holiday Christmas event is scheduled for Saturday, December 4th, correct?
Yes.
It's going to be from 3 to 8.
Yep.
And they'll have the lighting of Main Street. The Jim's guys have been busy putting up lights ever since Oktoberfest was over. Are you coming along there? I know last week you got rained on for several different days.
Yeah.
Are you getting close?
Yeah, I think we had the bucket truck and the lift out today, starting to hit all the high trees, and I think Route 50 is next, so we're doing well.
And the tree was going to go back in the square like the same situation it was before?
Correct.
Sarah, will you be having the Christmas tree laying again this year like you had in the past?
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to also have the business walk. And then we have a few other surprises that are going to be.
Everybody
joining
likes
us.
surprise.
Yes.
Yeah, good surprise.
I think we're going to bring back the little Santa parade, but in addition to the parade, he'll also be in his house visiting kids. So we'll get the best of both worlds for that.
Great. Jim, have you had to purchase more lights?
We did make a purchase at the get-go of the season, and we're still chasing down garland now, too, so just getting some more garland.
You notified ComEd that they're going to need more power?
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, I have nothing further. I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Geske,
I'll second.
second by Crockett. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.